Hey everyone, it's Brian Carroll. It's been 30 days since I started my first Lick of the Month challenge, so go get your snacks and see how I did. Hey, welcome everyone. If it's your first time here, I'm glad to have you along. And if you're returning, thanks. I appreciate you being here. Remember, if you like what you're seeing here and you'd like to see more vids from me, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell to get all the reminders that something new is going on in my life. And now yours as well. All right, so before we begin, I need to apologize to all 3 of my subscribers. Actually, I told them all each person already. But regardless, if you're joining me now, I want to apologize. I'm almost a couple weeks behind with this video. Last month was just a bit rough. I ended up getting sick a couple of times and I just ended up falling behind a bit. But hey, I'm here now and I want to review with you how my first Lick of the Month went. So let's get started. Now, if you haven't watched my first Lick of the Month video yet, you can check it out right here. I'll leave that up there for a little while for you to click on. But to recap, the lick that I was working on was the intro part to John Petrucci's Gemini off his latest release, Terminal Velocity. Now in that video, I demoed an initial playthrough at 80 BPM, so here's a little snippet of what that was. Yeah, not too bad. The goal that I set for myself was to bring that up to 120 BPM. So how'd that go? Yeah, I kind of dove off the deep end on this one. Because if you're going to set up a goal for yourself, make sure that you set it way out of reach, especially if you're going to make a video of yourself doing it that the entire world can see. But all kidding aside, no, I didn't meet the goal. I mean, I barely made it to 105 BPM. But before we continue on, let's take a listen to that. It's okay, right? I mean, it is at 105 BPM, which is 30%-ish faster. I mean, regardless, even though I didn't get to the speed that I wanted, I did have some improvement and I learned a lot. So let's break that all down a bit. So I broke this practice down into 3 major techniques that I could use to measure my improvement. First technique is a typical 4-note, 2-note per string adjacent string pattern. You know, just looks like this, which is exactly what it looks like in the song. That's the first pattern we'll talk about in the context of the song. This is really nothing more than just a B minor 7 arpeggio. So you're playing 7th fret on D, 9th fret on D, 7th fret on G, 11th fret on G. And this is all played over just a B power chord. So a month ago, I couldn't really even play this very fast. I basically could get it up to maybe 110 BPM and it would just fall apart for me. Now, I actually can play it fairly consistently, probably somewhere between 120, maybe even close to 130. So it's pretty noticeable improvement. Okay, so the second technique that I focused on, again, it's a 4-note per string, a 4-note, 2-note per string pattern, but this time it has a string skip in it. So first time this shows up, he's playing essentially the same shape that we had before, only he's shifted down a string where he's playing 7th on the A, 9th on the A, and then 7th on the G, and 11th on the G. So I'll be honest with you guys, this technique broke me. I know string skipping is challenging to begin with, so I'm giving myself a bit of a break on this one, but whenever I would practice this, this would always be the technique that would just throw me off. Now I did get better with it, I got more consistent with it when I was playing it, but when I approached speeds between, 105 and 110, it would literally just fall apart enough that it would derail my playing. Okay, so the last technique that I worked on that I felt needs to stand out on its own was the ascending arpeggios that John put in in between each one of his, basically to break up the sections in the first part of the song. So in this case, we're starting with a G major 7 arpeggio, starting with the 7th, and then moving to an A minor 7, a B minor 7, C major 7, and then an E minor 7. So pretty straightforward. And then what he does is he actually alternates ascending, descending within the arpeggios himself. So he plays the G major 7 ascending, and then he position shifts and plays the A minor descending, and then plays it ascending, and then the C major 7 descending, and then the E minor ascending. So what really challenged me here was the position shifting. Trying to get that smooth without it sounding like I'm sliding into position, and then actually, or when you get faster, just making it sound smooth and not broken. I've never really been great at that. Position shifting is always something that has just kind of confounded me because I guess it just has. I've just never been good at it. But I do feel that I did improve. I mean, really, what I just played, honestly, again, like about a month ago, that was really choppy, didn't sound good. I felt over time this did get easier. I was able to more accurately navigate the shifts better. I mean, especially when playing faster. That, like literally a month ago, was something I struggled with. So what did I learn from all of this? Well, first, my picking was really inconsistent between the techniques, and most notably between the adjacent string picking and the string skipping. And by inconsistent, I mean my hand conformation between the two was just completely different, and because I was changing between the two ways I was holding the pick between the two techniques, it was really throwing me off. And I really had to focus on how I was picking in order to just get through the song. And all of this really, honestly, led me down the path of signing up at Troy Grady's site, is Cracking the Code site. And again, I'm not endorsed by him. Troy Grady doesn't know anything about me talking about him, but I just feel that if you want to know anything about picking mechanics, and things that you can do to help improve yours, I mean, this is a complete one-stop shop. I mean, I can't say enough about this. So please, if you're struggling with this like I do yourself a favor and go check them out. Link should be shown right now. If the link isn't shown right now, then I need to have a discussion with my editor. Link is also going to be shown down in the description, so if you're curious, please go check it out. So the second thing, I got very intimate with where I carry tension when I'm playing. So for me, I tense my right shoulder and my bicep when I'm playing. So if I'm playing, what would happen is as I'm picking, this tension would build up here, tension would build up here, and I get this like really rigid, I mean, this thing's not even moving. It's just like, and it makes that sound too. But no, what I found though is if I just relax my shoulder, relax my bicep when I'm actually picking, it totally opens up my wrist. So my wrist can actually move, but if I'm carrying that tension, it just carries all the way down my arm and just sort of locks my wrist into place. So I'm actually playing more with my fingers than I am with my wrist. And that's not a good technique at all. I also found that the faster that I pick, the harder I'm gripping the neck, which makes, honestly, position shifting or just fingering in general a lot more strenuous. Because if I'm gripping the neck, making those slides up and down the neck are just, it's really, really challenging. So again, when I relaxed, in other words, when I'm playing and I realized this and I just kind of just relaxed a little bit, I found I was able to play a lot cleaner and a lot easier. But the third thing, honestly, I think ultimately what I've learned or I've reminded myself of is that I can improve. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I beat myself up pretty freaking hard about my skills. Since I've started this project of my YouTube channel, I've noticed that I've improved. I've had some improvement. And seriously, the 4-note per string pattern on adjacent strings, I had one practice session where I literally was able to crank the metronome up to 145 BPM and play this thing. Seriously. Granted, I was pretty warmed up when I did this, and I mean, I'd already been playing for about an hour already, but I was absolutely giddy that I was doing this. It was amazing. So things like this, they serve as a reminder that these barriers that we encounter when we're learning this instrument, they're surmountable. All right, so let's check a few things off. 1, did I meet my target speed? No, I didn't. You know, but in hindsight, I did set myself up a bit. I mean, this goal would have been hard for me to reach. But being able to play consistently 33% faster, on average, yeah, I'll take it. Works for me. Number 2, did I improve? Absolutely, yes. Knowing that I can play some of the things that I struggled with before better and more consistent, that's pretty exciting to me. And number 3, did I learn anything? Yes, I learned a lot. Now the things that I became aware of with my playing style, with regards to my tension that I carry, I mean, I am so much more aware of what's happening and when it's happening and what I can do about it. And how I can work through it without completely derailing my playing. But probably the most important thing that I learned is that the biggest hurdle I have is my own self-doubt. I mean, for me to be able to play small, simple licks at speeds that I've never been able to play at before, you know, that's pretty awesome. And it just says to me, I can do this. And if I can do this, you can do this. Okay, that's all I have. So thanks so much everyone for joining me on my first look of the month outing, all 3 of you. Again, if you're joining me from the future and you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell to get notified of new content. I'll be putting together my next look of the month challenge, so look for that in the coming days, unless you're traveling from the future, in which case you can go check it out right now. So thanks everyone, stay safe.